Welcome back to the 35th annual Cranberry Classic here in Wisconsin Rapids. Team Apes alongside Kendra Byrell here today. Special guest. That chair's broken, so I just be careful. Team Apes alongside Kendra Byrell, Lucas, Colby Riedel here on the call or the production as well here in Wisconsin Rapids. Again, 35th annual Cranberry Classic as we get you ready. The first game was all loyal, and hopefully we'll see how this game goes. Assumption coming off of a big loss last Tuesday. Columbus Catholic coming off of a tough loss to Colby on Tuesday as well. You're listening to the 35th annual Cranberry Classic right here, only on AM 1320, WFHR, WFHR.com, and the Zaleski Sports Network as well. Oh, these games just move right along. 15 minutes between games don't give you a whole lot of time, so we are about to get underway momentarily. I'd like to thank our board operator back at the studio at WFHR. We'll bring in Kendra in just a moment here to give us her insight on this Columbus Catholic team and see what we can learn from Kendra throughout the broadcast here today. I don't know if they're going to have the national anthem or prayer as they usually do because we had the national anthem in game one. So we'll see what Coach Klein and the crew have here for us today. As the looks like they will have the national anthem. And we will step aside quick. We'll send it to break and come back with the starting lineups. Our opening tip, again, the Assumption Royals and the Columbus Catholic Dons. And the Columbus Catholic Dons will be back to Wisconsin Rapids right after this.
Why wait for the first cold day to find out your furnace doesn't work? Call Comfort Air Heating Cooling Plumbing, your local Bryant dealer, for a clean and check to guarantee your system runs safely and efficiently all winter long. From heating installations to maintenance and repair, our Bryant experts do whatever it takes to make cozy and warm the new norm. And with our licensed plumbers, trust Comfort Air for your home's complete care.
Visit comfortair.biz. That's comfortair.biz.
Join the roster at Aspirus Riverview Hospital and Clinics. Whether you're a rookie or an old pro, Aspirus Riverview Scouts are looking for players with MVP potential. And you don't need to be a medical professional to make the team. There are opportunities in a wide variety of careers. Apply for a tryout today at aspirus.org/careers. Aspirus, passion for excellence, compassion for people.
Let's be honest, we all love the freedom of choice, right? Paper or plastic, Packers versus Bears, cable TV versus streaming. When it comes to how you get your TV, you have a choice. Stop getting bullied into expensive, bulky cable TV packages when you can stream TV for nearly half the price. Streaming just means you get your TV over the internet instead of cable or a satellite dish. As Central Wisconsin's very own internet service provider, Solaris is happy to offer its customers the freedom to choose how they get their TV. For limited time, Solaris will even give you a free Roku streaming stick when you sign up for internet, so you can try streaming risk-free. No contracts, free installation, and 24-hour local technical support makes Solaris the clear choice. So what do you say? The Solaris team is ready to help you cut the cord and save you money when you use your internet connection to stream TV. Stop and call or visit us at Solaris.net to learn more.
Solaris Media Shower is currently available in Arkdale, Nekoosa, Port Edwards, Rudolph, Wisconsin Rapids, and the town of Clover. Certain restrictions may apply.
Perfect. Welcome back to Assumption High School here for today's 35th annual Cranberry Classic. Had 3 games already today, and we will have obviously a handful more. The final girls game of the day, and then 4 boys games as well. For the Columbus Catholic Dons in their road navies, Annika Brown, Addie Byro, Emily Jasinski, also got Myra Torby and Megan Kibble. As for the Assumption Royals, their original starting 5, Maddie Bone, Emily Bone, Natalie Weisenbeck, as well as Kendall Schmidt and Jesse Grundhofer. Again, we are being joined today by Kendra Byroll. And Kendra, take the mic and just give us your little insight and about Columbus and just your background of everything a little bit.
Well, I'm a 2017 Columbus grad, and in those years I played volleyball, basketball, ran track. So my sister's actually on the Columbus team now, number 4, Addison Byroll. Anytime we play Assumption, it's always a big game, so I'm pretty excited to see what the girls bring today.
All right, we'll be happy to have Kendra's input throughout the game here today. Again, a great crowd on hand, as usual, for Assumption and Columbus. And the Columbus Catholic Dons in their road navies, Assumption in their home whites. As mentioned, both teams coming off of a loss on Tuesday. Columbus Catholic coming off of a tough loss, only a 6-point loss to Colby, a team that was at state last year. Assumption falling to Edgar on Tuesday by 3. So it should be a good game overall. What are the keys for you going into this game?
For Columbus, I feel like Tuesday versus Colby, they struggled a little bit on defense, shutting down the big players. So I think if they can step that up, that'll be really good in today's game.
Perfect. Kendall Schmidt with it over to Jesse Grundhofer on the right side. Natalie Weisenbeck, the 2 Bone sisters underneath. And Columbus quickly into a 2-3 zone. Over to Jesse Grundhofer in the left wing, or left baseline. Over to Weisenbeck, Schmidt. Maddie Bone fouling out of Tuesday's game. Weisenbeck underneath to Grundhofer. Right hand up and in. Jesse Grundhofer, the first 2 of the game for the Assumption Royals. Swing it over. Addie Byro with it. Right baseline. Underneath to Torby. Swings it back over to Annika Brown. Underneath, and we've got it tied up. Good ball movement there by the Dons.
Yes, very good.
Natalie Weisenbeck, Emily Jasinski on the board for the Dons. Swinging around, Jesse Grundhofer with it. Natalie Weisenbeck, again, a lot of high expectations for this Assumption team this year as they fell to a very good Edgar team. Looks like a 1, 2, or even a 3-horse race in the Merriwood with Assumption, Edgar, and Newman, as it has been last handful of years. Kendall Schmidt on the right side, working from right to left. Maddie Bone up and in the lane. Starting to really figure out this 2-3 zone against the Columbus Catholic Dons. Swings it around. Underneath, Brown, over to Byral. Foot on the line, left baseline, can't get it to go. It'll be out of bounds and stay with the Dons here with 16:10 to go in the opening half. Inbounding at baseline right, baseline left. Megan Kibble underneath. Had a wide open Addie Byral underneath and gets kicked off the leg of the Royal defender. Kibble to inbound again. Finds Torby, gets into the lane and gets fought for with Jesse Grundhofer. Swings it around. Underneath to Byral, into Brown, all the way into the lane. Floater left it short. Jesse Grundhofer comes away with the rebound. Schmidt, and another turnover. That was one spot where Assumption really struggled on 28 turnovers against the Edgar Wildcats. Got to clean that up. 28 turnovers. Do you ever have a game that you guys had 28 turnovers in?
I'm not sure that high. No, anytime you have that many turnovers, though, the chances of it going your way are pretty unlikely.
Swings it around, right side. Byro with it, gets trapped by Weisenbeck, the best defender for the Royals. Swings it around. That's Emily Jasinski. Got it tipped away, and Maddie Bowen comes away with it. Now Jesse Grundhofer from right to left. All the way into lane, finally gets stopped. Weisenbeck looking underneath, swings it over to Maria Hartley, who just checked in for Kendall Schmidt. Tipped away. Good 2-3 zone here for the Dons. Coach Klein yells work to his girls. Underneath, Maddie Bowen can't get it to go, and a nice rebound. Nice defense there, down low on the bigger girl from Assumption. Three-pointer, Brown. Torby misses it off, and Weisenbeck coast to coast, right hand up and in. 6-2 in favor of Assumption early. Right side, swinging it from left to right. All the way, right hand up and can't quite get it to go. But Annika Brown will go to line for two. What have you seen early on from Assumption or Columbus that you've liked in the first 3.5 minutes?
I think that Columbus is doing a nice job sort of doubling down on those big girls versus Assumption. Assumption's always really good at moving the ball pretty quick. So
first one off. First one off for Annika Brown. As the Dons, again, looking to knock off the Assumption Royals. The winner of this one will take on Loyal tomorrow, as they took down Nekoosa pretty handily in the first varsity game. As Kayla Kirkman checks in for the first time, and a foul 60 feet from the basket. Something you don't like to see in the first half. Trying to be aggressive, just overly aggressive there by the Dons, and they're 1-2-2 three-quarter court press now. Got tipped, trying to throw it over the top. Right hand up and going to the line again for two more will be Megan Kibble. Nice defense there by the Dons in that three-quarter court press. Assumption trying to throw it over the top, and that's not ideal to do.
Nope.
Maria Hartley picks up her first. Fake high, go low, and that's Assumption will pick that up throughout the year as Kendall Schmidt checks back in. And for the first time, Kelsey Moore for the Dons. Where's number 14? Up and off the back iron. 0 for 4 are the Dons from the line early on. Jesse Grundhofer being dogged by Annika Brown. And another turnover. No, not quite. As Coach Klein and company take a timeout. We'll be back with this quick 30-second timeout. Back to Assumption right after this.
Looking for an easy way to send or receive money? At Paper City Savings, we offer the latest in technology with person-to-person transfers. Now you can transfer money anywhere within the United States at any time using email or your mobile phone. And the best part is, it's free. Paper City Savings, located in Wisconsin Rapids, Nekoosa, and Plover. Paper City Savings, a proud sponsor of area high school sports, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Steve Maves alongside Kendra Byral here at Assumption High School for, once again, the 35th annual Cranberry Classic. And it has been a good day so far. A couple of good JV games, a good Loyal and Nekoosa game, and we got ourselves a good game. Obviously, great crowd on hand, as always, for Assumption and Columbus. And we're happily being joined by Columbus Catholic alum Kendra Byral as Jesse Grundhofer snuck through there, and Maddie Bone, Eddie Byro with a nice rebound. She's pushing it quickly as it's 6-2 with under 14 minutes to go here in the first half. Byro got blocked, but she'll go to line for 2. Nice take by Eddie.
Yes, I like to see it.
A lot of siblings play throughout. I mean, growing up outside, did you ever take it easy on her?
No.
Playing outside, playing
Definitely
pickup basketball
not.
or anything?
We always have been super competitive. We just have like a running score of one-on-one games. It's pretty fun, but no, I never take it easy on her.
Byro at the line for her second, and it is up and good. 1 for 6 from the line are the Dons early on, and they cut the lead to 6-3 here as Hartley will cross the timeline, hand it or pass it over to Weisenbeck right of the circle. Still trying to figure out this 2-3. Hartley underneath off the backboard, too strong, and taken by Annika Brown and pushing it quickly. Brown coast to coast, a lollipop of a shot and a wild shot, and Weisenbeck comes away with it. 13-15 to go, and another turnover by the Royals. Moore takes it coast to coast. She got blocked by Weisenbeck, and like we said earlier, going up against those bigger girls, taller girls, you want to run, and that's exactly what the Dons are doing early on. Just got to start knocking down some of them shots.
Yeah, got to put them in.
Swings it over to the far side into lane. Annika Brown all the way. Left hand, she'll go to line for 2 more. And again, you can get to the line as many times as you want, but as we've seen early on, the Dons struggling from the line, just 1 for 6. As Annika Brown tries to help that out a little bit here today. She'll go to line for 2 as Schmidt picks up her first, team's 4th already, and we haven't quite played 5 minutes, and Brown's off the back iron too strong and out as Sammy Nelson checks in for the first time for the Royals. Again, high expectations always around Wisconsin Rapids for this Assumption team, and Brown goes 0 for 2 from the line again. 1 for 8 from the line for the Royals, and won't get the job done. Schmidt tries to throw it over the top, and Jesse Grundhofer across the timeline just in time. Schmidt with it on the right side, swings it around. Pass over to Kendall Schmidt. That's Emily Bone. Skips it across to Hartley. Sammy Nelson, top of the key, 3-pointer, rims out. Good look, just couldn't get it to go. And the Dons are pushing early, up and in. Coast to coast for Emily Jasinski. A nice job filling the lane there and getting it to being able to put it in. It's 6-5 with 12:15 to go in the first half. And a foul by the Dons. 1 for 8 from the line, but they're still within a point, sticking around, and that's what you ask for against a team that's outsized. And a lot of teams will be outsized against Assumption, but the Dons have really game planned to just push, and they're doing well so far. Swinging it around, Izzy Youngworth, her first action here today. Sammy Nelson with it. Youngworth on the right side. Kendall Schmidt on the right in the right corner. Back over to Youngworth. Izzy over to Sammy Nelson. Back over to Izzy Youngworth. Looking into Emily Bones. Jesse Grundhofer. Kendall Schmidt just working, trying to find that open spot in this 2-3 zone. Kendall Schmidt left open. Over to Nelson. Youngworth underneath to Emily Bowen. She just pushes her way over. And being right there, perfect defense by Alyssa Ruth. And she able to stand her ground. And they were working the ball a lot, but another great defense play by the Dons. And that's what you like to see. As we mentioned, being outsized for much of this ball game. Underneath. Perfect pass up and in, and the Dons have the lead. Another perfect pass, Kelsey Moore for 2. And Columbus Catholic has their first lead, 7-6. just breaking down this Assumption team in the fast break. Sammy Nelson with it. Tries to get into the lane. Pushes it out. Izzy Youngworth. Swings it around to Nelson. Youngworth into Bowen. Bowen. Nelson. Three-pointer. Got it! Finally able to find that open seam, and Sammy Nelson knocks it down for three. And the Dons will take a quick 30-second timeout. 10:45 to go in the opening half. It's Royals 9, Dons 7.
Sports injuries are increasingly common for high school and college athletes, weekend warriors, and elite pros. Knees, shoulders, and elbows are complex structures. Wisconsin River Orthopedics features skilled board-certified orthopedic surgeons and sports medicine specialists willing and able to get you back in action. They also offer in-house physical and occupational therapy, which may be all you need. For the most effective solutions relieving pain and restoring lives right here in Wisconsin Rapids, contact WROinstitute.com or call 424-1881.
10:45 to go in the opening half here at the Cranberry Classic as the Royals get back on top 9-7 after a Sammy Nelson three-pointer. And the full court press is on for the Royals. We saw it in their first attempt at a full court press. The Dons were able to break it easy with a layup, but gave the Edgar Wildcats a whole lot of trouble. Addie Byrell underneath, a wide open again. Swings it around. Pull-up jumper. Jasinski got it. And that's all you ask for. You don't want to dribble through a press, and they're doing a perfect job passing the ball.
Yep. Quick passes. Keep finishing the shots.
Natalie Weisenbeck swings it over. Over to Youngworth. Underneath to Jesse Grundhofer. All knotted at 10-10 to go in the first half. Youngworth, three-pointer, right side. Can't get it to roll in. And another great defense rebound there by the Dons. And Alyssa Ruth. Under 10 minutes to go. Moore with it. And lost control momentarily. Now Byrell at the free throw line. Dribbles it out, working on Weisenbeck. Gets all the way. Right hand. Can't get it to go. And Byrell will pick up the foul after her ill-advised shot. But no, that won't go on Byrell. That'll go on Alyssa Ruth. So Addie happy it's going on a teammate, but she will head to the bench with 9:43 to go in the first half. Sammy Nelson with it. The Dons still in this 2-3 zone, which they have given the Royals some trouble with. Underneath to Maddie Bowen. Finds Nelson, top of the key. Three-pointer, got it, foul, and the basket. Sammy Nelson for three, got fouled on the shot. Right at the top of the key, and a closeout just a little too much for the Dons on that one. Pushed her out of the way on the shot. And a three-pointer for Nelson, trying to add one more for the Royals, which would give them a 4-point lead. And she crotches it off the back of the iron, and good. 13-9 lead for the Royals. Underneath again. Up, left hand, can't get it to go. And another rebounding foul on the Dons with 9:18 to go. Give a little energy to this Royal Gymnasium, and the Assumption Royals have a little bit of a giddy up in their step with 9:10 to go. Back over to Weisenbeck, finds Youngworth, right corner, underneath, and poked away. And on the floor is Weisenbeck. And it will go back to the Dons, a turnover. And it'll be back to Columbus Catholic. 9:05 to go. Swings it around. Moore with it. Into the middle. Jasinski. Nice pass up. Fouled. Youngworth picks up a foul. And going to the line will be Aaron Meese for two. 8:52 to go, first half. Meese at the line for two. First one off, no good. Coach Wilczek sending Addie Byral to the scorer's table. Meese, second one good. There you go. Second made free throw of the day for the Dons. And it's just a 3-point game with 8:52 to go in the first half. Swings it around. Youngworth to Weisenbeck. To Sammy Nelson. Got to be getting close. And over the head of Weisenbeck, going to get trapped in the corner. Youngworth swings over to Nelson. Sets up the offense. Now over to Izzy Youngworth. Ellie Weisenbeck skips it across. Maddie Bone in the left corner. Into painted area. Over to Weisenbeck. All the way into the lane. Nice pass into Maddie Bone underneath. She's going to try and take it herself. Up and under. Scoop shot and in. Nice move by Maddie Bone. Not much you can do defensively if you're the Dons on that play, and it's going to be stolen away. Bone, right hand, up. Can't get it to go. Nice defense there by the Dons. Megan Kibble, and it will go out on Youngworth, and it will stay with the Dons. A lot of fast pace here in the last couple minutes. 15-10 Assumption after a 4-point play by Sammy Nelson. Annika Brown with it. Izzy Youngworth dogging Annika Brown. A couple nice crossovers underneath. Wide open, blocked by Emily Bone. And Erin Meese gets introduced to Emily Bone with 7:46 to go in the first half. Don't forget, stick around. We have our interview with, as Annika Brown couldn't finish it, we have our interview with Coach Ryan Klein that will be played as he did on Tuesday. Underneath to Jesse Grundhofer. Finds Nelson, top of the key, swings it around to Youngworth. Over to Weisenbeck. Emily Bone on the right side. Nelson, wide open, three-pointer. Wide left. And Annika Brown pushing it again. And Addie will get called for the travel with 7:19 to go in the first half. (15-10). Kendall Schmidt back in along with Maria Hartley. Again, two more boys varsity games tonight as Kendall Schmidt with it. Right of the circle over to Natalie Weisenbeck. Weisenbeck up to Schmidt. Emily Bowen wide open down there. Skips it across to Schmidt. Pull up jumper. No, shot fake into the lane all the way underneath Emily Bowen. Right hand got it to roll in. 17-10 Royals. 6:40 to go, opening half. The Dons had their lone lead at 7-6. Annika Brown all the way into the lane. Skips it out to Addie Byral. Three-pointer and perfect. Book it for Addie. And it's 17-13. Proud sister in the press box, Kendra Byral. Beautiful shot by Addie on that one. Good ball movement for the Dons as well. Hartley with it and throws it away. And Addie Byral tiptoes to the sideline. She comes away with it right on the baseline. She finds more. Swings it across. Three-pointer left it short. Partially blocked by Jessie Grundhofer and taken by the Royals. Maria Hartley looking for Weisenbeck. She got her underneath the Grundhofer. Trying to fight through three players. She does and can't quite get it to roll in. And now Addie Byral will run the offense again for the Dons. Skips it across the timeline. Underneath. Meese skips it out to Moore. Can't quite get it to go. Nice strong rebound there. And the Royals are pushing in. Throws it away. With 5:31 to go in the opening half, the Royals 17. The Royals 17 and the Dons 13. Coach Klein not happy with the non-call on his big Emily Bowen and gets a warning with 5.5 minutes to go in the opening half. Wants his girls to show some more competitiveness. Can't quite get it to go. And tough, and it'll go out on Emily and go back to the Dons with 5:17 to go in the first half. And the winner of this one will take on the Loyal Greyhounds. Perfect play underneath, and Annie Byro lays it in, and we got ourselves a 2-point game with 5:10 to go. As Addison Byro lays it in, perfect play on the out of bounds. Kayla Kirkman underneath the Grundhofer. Had Emily Bone wide open, left hand up and in. A lot of back and forth here in the last 5-10 minutes of this ball game. And with it, swings it over. Right baseline. Dons need a little bit of movement and throws it out of bounds off the fingertips of the Dons with 4:41 to go. 19-15 here in the first half. Schmidt with it, across the timeline. The Dons putting some pressure on with Hartley. Kirkman underneath, threw it away. Perfect defensive play there by Jasinski. Annika Brown with it, right to left, or left to right, excuse me, underneath. Jasinski got blocked, and Emily Bone will pick up another foul for the Royals with 4:16 to go in the opening half. Be able to take away those bigs. You mentioned that before the game. You mentioned it during the game, being able to take away the bigs. And now Emily Bone with her second foul. Jasinski with a free throw, a perfect free throw as Natalie Weisenbeck checks in for the Royals. Just a 3-point game, 19-16. Besides the play at the free throw line, what have you liked from the Dons so far?
I think both teams are doing really well at moving the ball quickly in order to get their teammates open. Columbus is doing a little bit better now at finishing those open shots that they're getting, so.
Annika Brown with the offensive rebound. She can't get it to roll in. Natalie Weisenbeck comes away with it. As Kendra said, able to push the ball and not allow the defenses to set up. As Kayla Kirkman with it, crosses over underneath the Grundhofer. Now gets a double team right off of Annika Brown, and a foul on Jessie Grundhofer. And now the Dons will go to the line for 1-1 the rest of the way, I believe. Should be, and it is. So as much as you don't want to foul Columbus Catholic, they've really struggled at the line, so maybe this is a good thing for the Royals defensively, not allowing them to set up their offense and make them beat you from the line.
Right. Free throws win games when you're making them. So.
Annika Brown at the line for 1-1. First one off the back iron, no good. Defense rebound there taken by Hartley. Now Schmidt with it. Again, don't forget, halftime, we'll have our interview with, as there's an over and back. Dogged her right on the line, great defense. But we'll have our halftime show that Coach Klein was nice enough this past Monday to come and talk to us at Selesky Sports Show over at the studios at WFHR, December 2nd, which is coming up. Crazy to think, but December 2nd, we have Wisconsin Rapids Lincoln head girls coach Mitch Wolding come. And an offensive foul on the Dons. Little ill-advised screen, kind of shoved the hip out a little bit. Swings it around. Is Youngworth. Kicks it over. Hartley thought about it. Sammy Nelson. Youngworth looking into Weisenbeck. Neither of the Bones in the game right now for the Dons. Or excuse me, for the Royals. Underneath to Weisenbeck. Threw it away again. If you get your hands up against these Royals, they'll throw it right into your hands. Three-pointer left side. Got it! Myra Torby, and it's all tied up. Myra Torby. And we're all knotted at 19. Swings around to Nelson. Weisenbeck skips it across. Weisenbeck, pull-up jumper, left hand. Can't quite get it to go. Nice shot by Natalie. She didn't shoot at all. Underneath, running the floor, and got it! 21-19. The Dons lead And that is exactly what we were talking about. Run the floor, and you usually have an open layup. That's exactly what the Dons have figured out here in the first half with 2:20 to go. And they lead by 2 underneath to Jesse Grundhofer. Getting double teamed. Skips it across to Nelson. 3-pointer right side. Can't get it to go. And Torby comes away with the rebound. 2:10. Byral runs the offense for the Dons. They lead by 2 with the right hand. Left hand into the lane all the way. And she'll go to line for 2 more. Nice take by Addie. And as we mentioned, run. That's exactly what the Dons are doing right now. As Hartley will pick up a foul. 2:03 to go in the opening half. You're watching the 35th annual Cranberry Classic at SeleskySports.com. Listening at AM 1320 WFHR, WFHR.com. I'd like to thank Kendra Byral for coming up here today. Kobe Riedel on the computer. And our board operator back at the studio at WFHR, making sure this game gets through all the airwaves, as we'll have the Columbus Catholic boys. Mike Warren will have the call of that one later on today. And Weisenbeck underneath to Grundhofer. Lays it in, left hand up and in. Good strong take by Jesse Grundhofer. And it's just a 1-point game. Randy Paul will be on the call this afternoon, or tonight, late tonight for Assumption boys. Into lane, kicks it out to Byral, takes a left baseline. Finds Jasinski left hand. Wow, what a beautiful pass by Addie Byral. In no man's land underneath the basket, and Emily Jasinski right where she needed to be.
Yeah, that was pretty.
A couple of girls that have played a couple sports together and know exactly where each other are.
Right.
Great friends, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Underneath the Weisenbeck, left hand got it to go. And that's one thing, especially at this level, this size of school, as Byral loses it. A lot of these girls play volleyball,
right.
volleyball, basketball, soccer together. And then spring comes softball. So 50 seconds to go. Swings it around. Grundhofer thought about the three-pointer. Pulls away. Nelson. Back over to Schmidt. 24-23 in favor of the Columbus Catholic Dons. Skips it across to Youngworth. Pull-up jumper. Can't get it to go. Offensive rebound by Schmidt. Up and in! Kendall Schmidt, a strong take. And she'll go to line for one more. The foul will go on Byral. And the Royals take the lead, 25-24. Byral will step out with her second foul with 29 seconds to go. Kendall Schmidt at the line for her +1. It is up, and it is perfect. Just 29 seconds left as the Dons cross the timeline, working from left to right, picked up the dribble, and looking into Jasinski, swings it around. 15 seconds left, just 2-point game, 26-24. All the way into the lane, finds Meese underneath. Couldn't quite handle it. Underneath some more. She lost it. And now Jesse Grundhofer with it with time to go. 5 seconds. Underneath to Youngworth. To Weisenbeck. Got it stolen away. And that will end the first half here at the Cranberry Classic. An eventful first half. A lot of running. And that will send us to halftime. It is the Assumption Royals 26 and the Columbus Catholic Dons 24. We'll have our interview with Coach Klein. And we'll be back with the start of the second half after this.
We're also looking forward to talking to Assumption girls basketball head coach Ryan Klein as he enters the studio now, and we've been looking forward to this all morning, Coach. We love having you here. Good to see you again, man. Yeah, have a seat here. Have a seat. We were just I'll catch you up on what you missed here. We were just going through something new we're doing here at Zaleski Sports this year. We call it our Power 5. It's an alphabetical list of who we think are some of the top girls programs in central Wisconsin, and the Assumption Royals are on our list here.
We should probably be first then, right, if it's alphabetical?
It's alphabetical. You are first. You got that right. Coach, thanks for joining us today. Appreciate you taking time out of the morning here to take a breather out of school and come down here and talk to us.
Yeah, we just got done with some continuously compounded interest problems in the pre-calc class, and here we are. Girls basketball now.
I have no idea what you just said, so we're going to keep moving. Something to do with math, though. I know that. All right, Coach. Well, let's get right to it here. First, just remind our audience how long you've been coaching, how many years this has been here in girls basketball, and then what keeps you coming back every year.
Well, I started coaching as soon as I got back to Assumption. This was 14 years ago, and I started off under Coach Burkhauser, and I got to coach with the guys program and the girls program back in my younger days, which was fun. And then I got a wife and kids and all that jazz, and eventually it led me to the head job here, and never really aspired to be a head coach, but took her on, and now this is my 4th year doing it. And like anything, you spend some time doing it, it gets easier and easier with time, and got a great group of girls that certainly help. I mean, not only with the basketball end of things, but they help with the family stuff. They babysit the kids and all that jazz, so it's been good.
You started off the season last week on Thursday night. Now, you had to battle state football, as it turned out. That was going on at the same time, but a pretty good crowd over in Auburndale, and you and the girls come out with a win. You come out with a conference win right away. Tell us about that game on Thursday night.
Well, it's tough starting the season with we've got 2 tough conference games to start the year, and getting Auburndale was great over at their place. I've lost plenty of games over in Auburndale through the years, so I was a little nervous going into that one. I didn't know exactly where we were at, and one of the biggest things for us this year is our guard play needs to complement our bigs, and I think in the second half there. Natalie Weisenbeck, she really kind of gave us a spark. We have 2 seniors on the team, and it's funny just when you look out there and you see a senior versus a sophomore or a junior, the little things that they do where they can bring defensively for you, and that's what really sparked us. Natalie's defense and some of our ball pressure kind of put us over the top on that one. And so I'm looking forward to that moving forward. We have a lot of younger guards that are going to continue to develop, and it's good to see our seniors playing at a high level already early on.
I called the Auburndale Greenwood game on Tuesday. I talked to you that next morning. We talked about that a little bit. 4 of your girls were at that game, kind of watching there. Is that the kind of expectation you have of them, or are they doing this on their own and just getting out and taking this season by the horns right away?
Yeah, well, it's nice in a basketball program to have some basketball junkies, that's important. So I think these girls have played a lot of ball with, the girls from Auburndale or wherever else. So they like to go and watch their friends play. That's a big one. As far as the scouting goes, it's nice to get a look at a team. But that's all on their own. I got better things to do on a Tuesday night. So if they want to go do it, that's more power to them. I've got assistant coaches too that are out scouting and filming, and other guys in the community that help out, and that's great. It's nice to have every advantage you can going into a game.
Yeah, I thought it was very impressive, especially with the season opener, and those girls to make the trip up there, and it just shows, to me anyway, they're taking the son of a gun seriously here this year, and they're going to do what they can. The other thing, too, Coach, your 2 tallest girls, there happen to be 2 of them that were sitting a couple rows in front of me there. You've really got size that is the envy of a lot of basketball coaches in the area. Your starting 5, probably taller than some boys basketball programs around. What does that size do for you as a coach?
Well, it makes me look good at times. You can't coach size is what they say, and I do my best to coach them up. But it's not just that they're big; they have a work ethic. I mean, the Bone Sisters, Jessie, they're in the gym all the time, and they work on their craft. So, and they enjoy it, So they play with a passion, and like you said, they want to this year. They want to do big things, so they're willing to put in the time, and it's a blessing. It's a blessing.
Last question about the players, then we'll get into expectations here about this year and including your game tomorrow night at home against Merriwood South rival Edgar. Coach, you and I have talked about this a couple times. You do have that size. Sometimes, though, that size maybe hasn't been accustomed to going after rebounds, jumping, getting off the floor. What do you do in practice? How do you encourage those girls that maybe for all their elementary and middle school career just had to reach up and grab the ball? Now they're going to have to jump, and they've been contested on the boards before. How do you battle that in practice?
Well, with a lot of yelling. I mean, that's basically what it boils down to. I've talked before about the radius of a player, and the radius of a player doesn't just extend past their arms. Their feet can extend their radius. And so, doing your work early, I know I watched film of the Auburndale game, and you watch Maddie and how Maddie works on the glass, and her feet are always moving. She's finding a body, and she's tracking down balls. And, I pointed out to the girls in film the other day, that's a special thing to be able to move your feet and, create contact, be physical, and then go track it down. So there is a lot of yelling at practice. I mean, nothing sets me off more than like a missed rebound on a free throw or something like that. I don't know if you remember back in the day when you were on that lower block. They moved it up a block here. I don't know how many years ago, but man, we used to get screamed at, and we were way down there underneath the basket. And now they're up a block higher. I don't think we should ever give one of those up. So, yeah, I lose my mind a little bit every once in a while, and I think it's pretty ingrained in them that that's an important thing for us. When I ask the girls what's important for success, they always chime back, defense and rebounding, and that's what we preach. So,
well, Coach, we're really looking forward to watching all the teams. Your team again makes our Power Five, so we put a special note about the Assumption Royals girls basketball program here in 2019. We think the girls will stay in that Power Five all year. It's up to them. Just as it is up to them to compete for a conference championship. Assumption, Newman, is it a two-horse race in the Merriwood South?
Oh, no. I mean, certainly Newman's right up top there, but Stratford's always a great program, too. Edgar's got a lot of girls returning, so they're going to be tough again. I know when we played them in the playoffs last year, it was neck and neck. So, we're going to be in that race, hopefully. But we have not we never put ourselves on top of the conference in the last 5-6 years, so we got to earn it.
Yeah, absolutely. You're going to have to earn a win tomorrow night. That's a rematch of last year's regional final. Folks, number one job, always get down to the gym, cheer on those your favorite team in person if you can't. ZaleskiSports.com, also a place to watch the Assumption Edgar game on Tuesday night. One of the most wild games I had ever seen and been a part of last year. It was a Kendall Schmidt three-pointer in the corner to tie the game in regulation, and then you and the girls ran away with it there in overtime a little bit. What's it going to take to maybe secure this one a little bit earlier on Tuesday night?
Well, I hate to just beat a dead horse, but defense and rebounding, that's another one of those games where and it pokes its head out all the time against us, is that our rebounding, we can play some decent defense, but if we force a team to take a tough shot, a lot of times their offense is generated by the fact that we can't track the ball down then. And then they pick up garbage points or get to the free throw line or whatever it may be. So we got to hit them hard on the boards and be efficient offensively. I think we had like 19 turnovers against Auburndale, and if we continue to turn the ball over at that rate all year, that's going to be a problem. So
Welcome back to Assumption High School, the 35th annual Cranberry Classic. C-Mavs alongside Kendra Byral as the Royals a little stretch there at the end. They lead by 2, 26-24. As we apologize to Coach Klein. That interview took about 10 and a half minutes. We only have 10 minutes at halftime here of high school basketball, as the Royals will start with it, working from left to right in front of their own bench. As underneath, throw it away. Addie Byral almost came away with it. What do the Dons need to do in the second half to come away with a win here today?
I think they need to keep forcing turnovers. They've been doing pretty good at that in the first half, and then keep finishing baskets.
Weisenbeck three-pointer, couldn't get it to go. Good strong rebound by Byral. She's going to push it from right to left. See what kind of things Coach Wilczek figured out at halftime. As soon as we mentioned the Royals turn it over, Addie Byral turns it over, and the Dons go back to their 2-3 zone. Swings over to Grundhofer, to Emily Bone. Back over to Jesse, three-pointer straight on. Got it. Book it for Jesse Grundhofer. And it's 29-24, excuse me. As Jesse with a big second half in the loss to Edgar, as Annika Brown loses it. She comes away with it. Byral three-pointer tries to answer back, and she does. Addie Byral for three, and we're all square again, 29-27, right where we started the second half. Finds Weisenbeck, swings over to Bone, Maddie Bone. Over to Jesse Grundhofer, pardon me. Kendall Schmidt tries to skip it. Thought better of it. Now Natalie Weisenbeck over to Emily Bone. Looks for Maddie and almost got it knocked away. Weisenbeck on the left side. Skips it over to Jesse Grundhofer, and the offense is reset with 16:20 to go in the second half. Just past 2 o'clock here in central Wisconsin. You're listening to AM 1320 WFHR. Our coverage of the 2019 Cranberry Classic. A pass right at the feet of Maddie Bone. You're also watching at SeleskySports.com. C. Maves alongside Kobe Riedel and Kendra Byral. I'd like to thank our board operator back at the studio, helping us put this game on through the airwaves of Wisconsin Rapids and the World Wide Web. And that was going to be thrown away by Annika Brown, and back to the Royals. Couple of bad turnovers by the Dons to start here in the second half. 29-27. Kendall Schmidt crossed the timeline. Something I don't know if I've ever seen in a. Ooh, there's an offensive foul on Grundhofer, lowering her shoulder, and Addie Byral taking the shoulder to the chest, and a big strong take, as I'm sure Kendra's given her a couple of forearm shivers in your time. 29-27. Annika Brown almost took another extra step across the timeline and carried the ball right along the sideline there, and it'll be back to the Royals. Putting pressure defense on the Dons, and they haven't answered well to that to start the second half. And a turnover by Schmidt. Taking coast to coast off the foot as Natalie Weisenbeck down quickly as she gets up, walking it off. Didn't look good when she went down holding that ankle, and we will be back to play in just a moment, able to walk off on her own power. And she will head to the bench with 15:25 to go. Inbounding it over to Byral. Right side, three-pointer, too short. And Sammy Nelson will take it. 29-27. Nelson swings it around. Over to Grundhofer, near side. Underneath, Maddie Bone got it blocked from behind by Byral, and she'll pick up a tough foul over the back on the rebound. But as I was mentioning, I don't think I've ever seen any basketball game that Loyal and Nekoosa game. There were no timeouts taken in the second half.
Wow.
No timeouts taken in the whole second half.
Huh.
They just let them play, and it zoomed right by. So
yeah,
that was
interesting. That's funny.
I'm sure Coach Klein and Coach Wilczek will have plenty timeouts to use, as I think each one had one in the first half. Skips it across. Torby, three-pointer. Too strong. Offensive rebound by Emily Jasinski. Swings it around. Nice scorebook over here. Make sure I get these girls' names right. Torby with it. Underneath and poked away. Jasinski comes away with it. Swings it around to Kibble. Torby thought about it. Nice shot fake. Swings around to Addie Byro. Skips it across to Brown. Working on Maddie Bone. All the way against the Twin Towers down low. Offense rebound by Jasinski, and she'll go to line for 2. But Annika Brown not afraid.
No.
Not afraid at all to go down there.
Right through him.
And Emily Jasinski will go to line for a pair. A guard that's very much outside with no fear, and that is Annika Brown, and able to get her team to have an offensive rebound. Jasinski at the line for one more to try and tie it up as Kayla Kirkman comes out for Jessie Grundhofer. Or comes in for Jessie Grundhofer. And the second one up and off the back iron. No good. Offensive rebound almost taken by Brown. She almost got it by Maddie Bone. Almost took it away from Maddie Bone. At times, speed kills, and speed is sometimes better than height at times. And now Sammy Nelson's great move there by Nelson along the line, along the out-of-bounds line. Swings her over to Kirkman, underneath to Maddie Bone. Underneath, and Meese will pick up the foul. And just nothing you can do when when any post player is down that low underneath the basket.
Yeah. Try to get in the way.
Yep. We'll see if how Maddie can do from the line. 29-28, 14 minutes to go in the second half of this one. Again, JV boys start about 15 minutes after this game is concluded. A couple of JV boys games, then 2 varsity boys games. Columbus Catholic will have the early varsity game. Second one is up and good. Assumption will have the second boys game. 4 local teams. They had the University School of Milwaukee last year. Jasinski down low. Torby thought about the three-pointer, threw it away, and Annika Brown's on the floor. And a jump ball, and it'll go to the Royals as Kelsey Moore checks in. Jessie Grundhofer checks in. And just a ill-advised pass, and the Dons probably creeping in on double-digit turnovers already in the second half. Want to pull off a win here like they're trying to today. Don't want to have ill-advised passes as Hartley has it. Swings it around. Back to Hartley. Kirkman underneath to Emily Bone. Backs her way all the way up and airballs a 5-footer. And it'll be taken by Emily Jasinski. Pushing it quickly to Moore, near side, left of the circle. Pushes it across. Jasinski. And she's going to get called for a travel. Another turnover by the Dons. She didn't agree, but either way, it's a turnover. And we'll go back to the Royals with 13-17 to go in the second half. Again, we'll have Mike Warren on the call of the Columbus boys. There's a little bit of a carry. Not called underneath. Thrown away again. But Sammy Nelson comes away with it. And this time, coast to coast. Can't get it to go in. As she'll go to line for 2 more. Couldn't finish the layup, but she draws a foul and go to line for 2. With 12:56 to go. As we saw in the first half, as we talked about in the first half, 2 teams like to run, and the first one is off and no good. Both teams like to run, not allow the others to get into their defensive alignment, but the Dons shooting themselves in the foot with these missed free throws. Yep. Kibble, second one, and off. And rebound taken one-handed by Jessie Grundhofer. She pushed it quickly to Youngworth. Over, back to Izzy. Nobody guarding her. And almost threw it away. Left side, Kirkman up to Jessie Grundhofer. Kicks it back over to Kayla Kirkman. To Youngworth, top of the key. Swings over to Jessie Grundhofer, underneath to Emily Bone. Mismatch, couldn't take advantage. And taken by Annika Brown. And Kelsey Moore is pushing it. Swings it around. Annika Brown, top of the key. 3-point game, 31-28. Kibble, pull-up jumper. Megan Kibble. It was halfway in, halfway out. And out of bounds goes to the goes to the Dons. With 12:15 to go as Maddie Bone checks in for Jesse Grundhofer. And Natalie Weisenbeck trots back in. Good to see Natalie back out there. Walking off on her own power after a quick ankle injury. Kelsey Moore on the baseline and got it thrown away. Maddie Bone with the steal. And pushing it quickly is Maddie. 6'3" senior, and threw it away. Maddie Bone thought about the three-pointer. Kicks over to Weisenbeck on the left side. Back over to Emily. Now the Dons still in their 2-3. Youngworth over to Maddie Bone. Thought about the three-pointer, over to Weisenbeck. Tipped and recovered. Emily Bone skips it across over to Izzy Youngworth. Kristen Casey, the new player, and off the hands of Meese. And out of bounds, stays with the Royals. 31-28, 11 and a half minutes to go in the second half. Maddie Bone to inbound it. Baseline left. Youngworth over to Maddie Bone, underneath to Emily. Right hand, can't get it to go. And Aaron Meese comes with the rebound for the Dons. Still 3-point game, 11-11 to go. Underneath, left hand, can't get it to go. Taken by Casey. Casey, a freshman. Over to Bone. Youngworth, left side. 31-28, under 11 minutes to go here in the 35th annual Cranberry Classic. And that one's going to get tipped out by Kibble and stay with the Royals. A lot of back and forth, not a lot of stoppage here in the second half. And the Royals trying to take full advantage of that. Up by 3. Over to Youngworth on the left side. Swings over to Weisenbeck, left-handed dribble, left-handed player. And skips it over to Casey, into the lane. Throws it away, it tips as she was trying to make her move in the lane. Kelsey Moore across the timeline, 31-28, 10 and a half minutes to go as Annika Brown travels again. And another turnover by the Dons. Again, the winner of this one will take on the Loyal Greyhounds tomorrow afternoon for the Cranberry Classic Varsity Girls Championship. And that was going to be taken away, and Annika Brown, left-handed layup up and good. 1-point game with 10:15 to go. And the turnover goes to Casey. Now Weisenbeck pushes it all the way. And left hand, can't get it to go. Offensive rebound by Bone. She gets fouled. And we'll go to line for 2. 10:06 to go, 31-30. Addie Byral will be checking in the next, after the first shot. Maddie Bone at the line for 2. First one up and rolls in. Got the friendly bounce. Assumption won the Classic last year in the girls. Finished the year at 20-6. As mentioned, both teams coming off of tough losses on Tuesday. Second one is good, 33-30. Assumption coming off of a 53-50 loss to Edgar. And Bowen steals the inbounds pass. Casey with it, over to Weisenbeck on the right side. Into the lane, all the way, left hand. Can't get it to roll in. Emily Bone, foul in the basket on the offensive rebound. And Bone will go to line for +1 with 9:55 to go in the second half. Trying to extend, double the lead here for the Royals. Bone up and good. 36-30. Still no timeout taken by either side. Annika Brown, and as I said that, Coach Wilczek will take a timeout, a full timeout. 9:55 to go, second half, 36-30 in favor of the Royals. We'll be back to Assumption High School right after this.
Why wait for the first cold day to find out your furnace doesn't work? Call Comfort Air Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, your local Bryant dealer, for a clean and check to guarantee your system runs safely and efficiently all winter long. From heating installations to maintenance and repair, our Bryant experts do whatever it takes to make cozy and warm the new norm. And with our licensed plumbers, trust Comfort Air for your home's complete care.
Visit comfortair.biz. That's comfortair.biz.
Welcome back to the 35th annual Cranberry Classic here at Wisconsin Rapids Assumption High School. Steve Maves alongside Kendra Byral. Royals starting to push it up, or starting to put the pressure on a little more. Dons take a good timeout to try and reset their girls. How would you go about going up against a full court press like this? You got to run the baseline to start with.
Yeah, I think Columbus just needs to focus on kind of regaining a little bit of control, not letting it slip away here.
Yep. 9:55 to go, 36-30. And Byro will receive the inbounds pass. Kibble over the top, and that was going to be poked away. Weisenbeck comes down with it, and a foul will go on the Dons. That's Ruth as she fought with Weisenbeck. Trying to throw over the top against a team like Assumption. Not usually a good idea. Underneath to Maddie Bone, up and in. Emily to Maddie, and it's 38-30. Right out of the out of bounds. Kibble to inbound. Finds Jasinski. Royals starting to extend the lead a little bit here. As Maddie Bone trying to cut off Kibble along the sideline. Just a little bit of a body foul as Jesse Grundhofer will check in. Maddie Bone picks up her third with 9:27 to go. As we mentioned, coming out of break, you got to run the baseline out of made basket, and the Dons have not done that yet. With 9:20 to go, Byral all the way in. Euro step, but she took an extra step in the Euro step and travels. One too many. And another turnover by the Dons here in the second half. Casey to Youngworth. As the Dons putting a little pressure onto their own. Over to Grundhofer. Kristen Casey over to Izzy Youngworth. 9:05 to go. Weisenbeck underneath to Grundhofer. Left hand up and in. Wearing down the Dons as Kibble try cross the timeline left of the circle. Over to Annika Brown. Now 40-30. Brown all the way into the lane. Right hand. She'll go to line for two. Nice aggressive take with your team down 10. A lot of these points now for the Dons, or excuse me, for the Royals, coming in the last minute and a half or 2 minutes with the pressure being put on by Assumption. Annika Brown at the line for two. She makes the first one, and a trio of subs for Assumption. Maria Hartley, Kendall Schmidt, and Sammy Nelson all check in. 8:48 to go, second half. Torbe to check in, and she will. 40-32 as the Dons put their own pressure on here. Trailing by 8 with 8:48 to go. As Coach Klein will take a timeout. It will be a 30-second timeout. We'll take a quick break, come back. 30 seconds. Just play any of them.
Let's be honest, we all love the freedom of choice, right? Paper or plastic, Packers versus Bears, cable TV versus streaming. When it comes to how you get your TV, you have a choice. Stop getting bullied into expensive, bulky cable TV packages when you can stream TV for nearly half the price. Streaming just means you get your TV over the internet instead of cable or a satellite dish. As Central Wisconsin's very own internet service provider, Solaris is happy to offer its customers the freedom to choose how they get their TV. For limited time, Solaris will even give you a free Roku streaming stick when you sign up for internet, so you can try streaming risk-free. No contracts, free installation, and 24-hour local technical support makes Solaris the clear choice. So what do you say? The Solaris team is ready to help you cut the cord and save you money when you use your internet connection to stream TV. Stop and call or visit us at Solaris.net to learn more.
Solaris Media Shower is currently available in Arkdale, Nekoosa, Port Edwards, Rudolph, Wisconsin Rapids, and the town of Plover. Certain restrictions may apply.
Back to Assumption High School as the Royals took a timeout, and then a foul is called on Kibble. Swings it around to Hartley. 8:28 to go, and thrown away and taken away by Torbe. She's going coast to coast off her foot. Schmidt stepped on the out-of-bounds line. Miro is unable to get her footing with 8:21 to go. Dons regain it. Throws it to the top. Into lane. Kicks it out. Over to Kibble. Addy. Pulled step back jumper. Left it short. Taken by Hartley on a bad foul. And I believe the Royals will be in the bonus for the next 8 minutes. As now with the 18-minute halves, now they go to 6 instead of 7. Did you play with 18-minute halves in high school?
My senior year.
Yeah.
For sure, yeah. I liked it much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As the Royals clear the lane line. Hartley at the line for another one. Up and off the back iron, and no good. Taken by Addie Byro, 41-32. That change coming just a couple of years ago, or they changed it from halves, or from quarters to halves. They change it in high school from quarters to halves, and then they go to women's basketball in college, and they change it to halves to quarters.
I know.
Consistency is not a key for the NCAA. So. Inbounding it, and it'll be taken. Swings it around. Byro long three-pointer, left it way short, and air balls. It'll go back to the Royals. As Izzy Youngworth check back in along with Aaron Meese, as Byro will take a seat. 7:54 to go. And Royals trying to get back on the winning side of things, as are the Dons. A very good, close game for much of this, and then the Royals put some nice pressure on as Weisenbeck dribbles out of bounds, but off the foot of Megan Kibble. Again, we'll have highlights of this game as well as the Loyal and Nekoosa game. And then the two varsity games as well tonight. Varsity boys games as well tonight. Schmidt swings over to Weisenbeck to Grundhofer. Still looking is Emily Bowe. 7:20 to go. Weisenbeck mishandled the ball and took a couple extra steps, and a turnover by the Royals. 7:20 to go, 9-point game. The Dons trying to get back into it. All the way, right hand, Kibble, too strong. Offensive rebound by Megan Kibble. Over to Brown. Swings it near side, three-pointer. Took an extra step, and another turnover by the Dons. We talked about forcing turnovers on the other side. Right. Now it's the Dons, a lot of unprovoked.
Right.
A lot of unnecessary turnovers by the Dons here in the second half. And it'll stay with the Royals. Closing in, and 2:30 here in Central Wisconsin. You're listening to Assumption Royals girls basketball on AM 1320 WFHR, ZaleskySports.com. Assumption girls basketball, Columbus Catholic girls basketball here at the 35th annual Cranberry Classic. Skips it across to Jesse Grundhofer. Three-pointer rims out and will be taken by Megan Kibble. Steve Ames alongside Kendra Byro. Kobe Riedel on the computer here for us today. I'd like to have a big thanks to Kendra for coming up here and giving us a couple of hour and a half of
No problem.
insight on the Dons and a bad foul there. 80 feet from the basket. Don't want that as Emily Bone will go to line for two. Kendra, a Columbus Catholic alum, 2017.
Yep.
Yeah. As Emily Bone will go to the line for two. Or 1-1, pardon me. First one is good, rolls in. It's 42-32, 6:25 to go, second half. As second one up and perfect. 43-32. Kibble across the timeline. Over to Byrol and tipped. Byrol has it, working on Weisenbeck. Went right baseline. Underneath. Right hand, got blocked. Offensive rebound off the foot of Emily Bone and will stay with the Dons with 6:08 to go, 43-32. Kibble to inbound. Baseline right now. And going to be thrown away right to Kendall Schmidt. She's going to push it over to Maddie Bone. Kendall Schmidt, left side, over to Weisenbeck. Dribbles to the top of the circle, still in the 2-3 zone underneath the Schmidt. Off the fingertips of Schmidt. And it'll be to Columbus Catholic. 5:51 to go, second half here in Wisconsin Rapids at Assumption High School. Megan Kibble across the timeline. Over to Jasinski. Gets all the way into lane. Kicks it out to Annika Brown. Back. Punches the gap. Down the floor is Annika Brown. And a jump ball will stay with the Dons with 5:34 to go. (43-32). To inbound it is Kibble. Byrol on the right baseline. Dribbles it around. Back over to Megan Kibble. Setting up the offense. Back over to Addie. And off the hands of Annika Brown. Took her eyes off for just a second. Picked up her dribble. Dead ball. And now Megan Kibble with it. And another travel on the Dons. 5:16 to go. 43-32. Natalie Weisenbeck will get the inbounds pass in her backcourt. And right at the center circle, it'll end up being a jump ball and staying with the Royals. Very awkward fall there by the Royals. Natalie Weisenbeck as she was dribbling past half court. Good crowd on hand as thought. A lot of folks down below us. Good crowd on the other side. Loyal Greyhounds. And Maddie Bone lays it in. 45-32. And the Dons starting to figure out the Royals, pardon me. Royals starting to figure out the Dons defense here in the second half. 45-32 in favor of Assumption. Skip pass in and moving it around. Back over to Addie Byrol. Swings it to Annika Brown. 4:40 to go. Second half. Pull-up jumper, Kibble, and another travel. She banked it in, but another travel there on the Dons. Not a lot of throwing the ball away. Not a lot of offensive fouls. Just mental miscues by the Dons here in the second half. Good strong take there off of the Dons. Kelsey Moore. Face guarding Jesse Grundhofer. Natalie Weisenbeck to inbound it. Finds Emily Bowen. Finds Maddie here, near side. Over to Natalie Weisenbeck. 4:20 to go. Kayla Kirkman to Weisenbeck. Underneath to Maddie Bowen. Just muscles her way through. And it will be over the back on Emily Bowen. And it should be a 1-1 the rest of the way now for both teams, as the Dons will head to the free throw line where they struggled mightily in the first half. They trailed by 2 to end the first half. They had a nice lead at one time in that first half. They were up 7-6 and then led later on. But the free throw line killer for the Dons in that first half.
Yep.
And Jasinski no good. Weisenbeck coming away with the rebound. Kayla Kirkman, and she almost threw it away. Yeah, it looks like the Dons with 4 minutes to go. Bowen all the way, lays it in, and the foul. Maddie Bowen with the left hand, and it's 47-32. Nice strong take by the Royal senior. She'll go to line for 1. Again, fouled out in that loss to Edgar on Tuesday. Coming back a little bit of a vengeance here today. And the +1 is no good. Offense rebound by Jesse Grundhofer. Kayla Kirkman over to Grundhofer. Over to Natalie Weisenbeck. Underneath. Bowen again. Right hand up and in. Great pass from Natalie Weisenbeck. 49-32. Talked about a little bit of a vengeance game as Kayla Kirkman takes it away. She'll go coast to coast, spin her way. Nice move, but she took an extra step and traveled. Talk about a little vengeance game for Maddie Bowen. After the Duke Blue Devils lost to Stephen F. Austin on Tuesday in overtime, a lot of people were saying we'll talk about it when we come back. 3:30 to go, second half, 49-32. It is the Royals ahead of the Dons. Back to Wisconsin Rapids after this.
Is joint pain keeping you on the bench? A joint replacement at Aspirus Riverview Joint Center can get you back in the game. You'll be cared for by a winning team of surgeons, nurses, and therapists who specialize in joint replacement. 98% of patients give Aspirus Riverview Joint Center the highest rating available and say they would recommend them to family and friends. Start your comeback today with help from the pros at Aspirus Riverview Joint Center. Aspirus, passion for excellence, compassion for people.
Back to Wisconsin Rapids Assumption High School. 35th Annual Cranberry Classic on AM 1320 WFHR. ZalewskiSports.com. Teammates alongside Kendra Byro and Kobe Riedel. Talking about the Blue Devils falling for their first time at home to a non-conference team in 150 games. And a lot of people not feeling sorry for Winthrop, but the Blue Devils host Winthrop tonight, and that could be ugly quick.
Yes.
With a little bit of a vengeance for the Blue Devils after that tough loss to Stephen F. Austin on Tuesday night. So, you ever have a vengeance game where you just wanted to get back and beat up on a team?
Yeah. Oh, yes. Many.
Annika Brown up, no good. Offensive rebound blocked by Maddie Bone. And another offensive rebound, Addie Byral all the way. Kicks it underneath. Over to Moore. Back to Addie Byral. Annika Brown in the lane. 15-foot line, no good. Couldn't get it to go. And a defensive rebound taken by Natalie Weisenbeck with 3 minutes to go. 49-32. Swings it around to Jesse Grundhofer. Underneath, and a tough pass. And we'll get thrown out as Maria Hartley will check back in for the Royals. Kelsey Moore over to Torbe, and she takes it all the way. Nice little move. Offensive rebound by Jasinski, and she'll go to line for two more with 2:37 to go, 49-32. How'd you play in those revenge games?
With a lot of passion, just wanting to win.
Show them that you
Right.
fluke the first time around.
Yeah, like that will not be happening again.
First one is good, 49-33. With 2:37 to go, Jasinski at the line for her second. Up and couldn't get it to go, and a rebound taken. She double dribbled, but nothing taken there with 2.5 minutes to go. Kendall Schmidt crossed the timeline, swings over to Natalie Weisenbeck. To the top of the key to Emily Bone. Over to Hartley, looking into Schmidt. Grundhofer swings around to Emily. Skips it across to Hartley, near side. Swings it around again. The Assumption Royals will take on the Loyal Greyhounds tomorrow afternoon for another Cranberry Classic championship on the line. Remy Geiger and company from Loyal absolutely dominant against the Nekoosa Papermakers in their opening game at 11:30 this morning. You can go back and watch that game on YouTube. We'll have highlights of that one later on this afternoon. And then the Marshfield Columbus Catholic Dons, Lady Dons, will take on the Nekoosa Papermakers tomorrow morning for a third-place game as Addie Byrell and Annika Brown get a round of applause walking off the court with 1:45 to go in this ball game. JV consolation game at 9 a.m. tomorrow. All the action starts at 9 a.m. as it did today. And then the championship JV game will be Assumption and Loyal, as it will be here. And a foul by Jesse Grundhofer reaching in. And going to the line for 1-1 will be Emily Jasinski. Then a couple of boys games. Columbus Catholic, Port Edwards, Assumption Loyal, I believe, are the participants this year in the boys. First one up and rolls in. Did you ever play in the Classic?
I did.
Yeah? How'd that go?
Good. It's always fun.
Yeah. Always good crowd. Always
Right.
have people coming home for Thanksgiving.
Yep.
And
See a lot of alumni.
yep. Second one no good, taken by Jesse Grundhofer. With 1:15 to go as the Assumption Royals will get back on the winning side of things here this afternoon. I'd like to thank Kobe Riedel along with Kendra Byrell and our board out back at the studio at WFHR. You are listening to Assumption Girls and Columbus Catholic Girls Basketball on AM 1320 WFHR, ZalewskiSports.com. Here this afternoon. Again, we'll take a break during the two JV boys games. We'll be back with the call of Columbus Catholic at about 6:15. I believe that's when scheduled time. Mike Warren scheduled to have that game. And then the Assumption boys will have the late game as they usually do for the Cranberry Classic. 20 seconds to go. The Assumption Royals will dribble out the clock here as they find Sammy Nelson. Three-pointer right side, left to short. Natalie Weisenbeck an offensive rebound, and she will just toss it out with 10 seconds to go. Grundhofer thought about the three-pointer. She's going to take it. Emily Bowen over to Natalie Weisenbeck, maybe take a step, and that should do it here this afternoon. The Assumption Royals will knock off the Columbus Catholic Dons 49-34. We'll take one more quick break and come back and wrap this thing up here from Assumption High School. Again, the Royals win 49-34. Back after this.
Don't take chances with do-it-yourself plumbing. Call the experts at Comfort Air Heating Cooling Plumbing. More than your trusted Bryant dealer, Comfort Air also has a licensed master plumber on staff who ensures watertight service every time. Whether it's fixing a leaky faucet, repairing a broken water heater, or installing a new toilet. When you need plumbing done right, or help with your Bryant heating or cooling system, trust the team who always does whatever it takes.
Visit comfortair.biz. That's comfortair.biz.
Back to Wisconsin Rapids Assumption High School as post-game prayer between two Catholic schools, Assumption and Columbus, going on right now as second half. Really a story of two halves. The Assumption Royals coming out in the second half and taking it to Columbus. About halfway through, they put a little pressure on, and the Dons weren't able to handle it. Turned over. The Bones, Emily and Maddie, were able to finally figure it out down low, and that was it for the Dons the rest of the way.
Right.
As mentioned, the Assumption Royals will take on the Loyal Greyhounds tomorrow afternoon, and the Columbus Catholic Dons will take on the Nekoosa Papermakers tomorrow morning in the consolation game of the Cranberry Classic. We're going to sign off here from Assumption High School. Big thanks to Kendra Byro today.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Anytime you want to come up, we'll be happy to have you. Producer Kobe Riedel, this is Steve Mave signing off from Assumption High School. I'd like to thank our board op back at WFHR as well. And until later this afternoon, I hope you have a great afternoon. And if this is your final time watching today, please be safe this weekend. Supposed to get some nasty weather later on tonight into tomorrow and Sunday. So stay safe, everyone, and we will talk again soon. Final score once again from Assumption High School. It is the Columbus Catholic Dons falling to the Assumption Royals 49-34. And until later on tonight, we'll talk again soon.